Hello, I'm Amara Jones, and today is Friday, April 17th. This is Caffeine TV, your daily news brief, here to take you through 3 headline numbers in just 3 minutes, giving you a different take on everything from housing policy to the Real Housewives. The first number of today is 50, as in 50 years, Attorney General nominee Loretta Lynch has waited for a Senate confirmation vote longer than almost any other cabinet nominee in the last half-century. Now, as we've spoken about here before, Loretta Lynch's nomination is being held up by an unrelated dispute over an abortion provision in a modern-day human trafficking bill, a modern human slavery bill that's before the Senate. Of course, the irony in all of this is that Loretta Lynch said that as Attorney General, fighting human trafficking would be one of her top priorities. But yesterday, a group of black women announced an initiative in order to end the blockade. They said through Al Sharpton's National Action Network that they would be starting a nationwide hunger strike in order to spotlight the blocking of Loretta Lynch. They were joined by the White House yesterday, who blasted the Senate for stalling. And yesterday as well, Harry Reid, the Democratic minority leader in the Senate, said that he would use every rule in the book to force a vote. But the question is why they would have to in the first place, with the United States facing its greatest terrorist threat since 9/11 and with a nationwide dispute over local policing practices holding up the nation's chief law enforcement officer, is the last thing that you would expect the Law and Order Party to do. The next number today is 19, as in April 19th. That's the date during World War II in which Jews rose up in the infamous Warsaw Ghetto in Poland in order to fight for their freedom, and is the time of the year in which the world remembers the Holocaust with Holocaust Memorial Day, which ended officially yesterday, but with events planned throughout the weekend in order to mark a unique event in history in which a nation created an entire industrial system solely to exterminate a group of human beings, killing 6 million Jews. But this is an important marker also for another genocide, in fact, the first genocide of the 20th century, that of the Armenians by the Turks. And earlier this week, Pope Francis broke with international protocol by calling that event a genocide, which is what it was. But normally international leaders and nations don't do so because of Turkish sensitivities at being called genocidal murderers. 1.5 million Armenians died at the hands of the Turkish government. But these two events in history are linked. Reportedly, Adolf Hitler, when asked about any concerns of an international backlash against the Holocaust, said, quote, "Who remembers the Armenians?" close quote. Well, now we all do. The last number today is 29, as in $29. Earlier this month, Gwyneth Paltrow vowed to feed her family for 1 week off of $29 in order to spotlight the fact that 1 out of 7 Americans have to do the same. That's how much they receive from the federal program SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, which provides essential food assistance to 50 million Americans. But her challenge never quite got off the ground on the second day of it. She was at a restaurant opening, and 2 days after that, according to a post on her website yesterday, she ended up breaking the challenge by buying chicken and licorice, which was more than the $29 in vegetables that she could afford, which had things on it like black beans and avocados. But her poverty slumming had a point. Republicans in Congress consistently target SNAP for cuts, but Gwyneth Paltrow showed that it's hard for anyone to live off of the $29 a week in assistance that the program provides. But honestly, if she wanted to know what it was like to be on food stamps, how come she didn't ask her friend Jay-Z?